completely understand our job duties. We'll take over everything from you. Everything will be great as long as the company has us.
In that case, I'll leave it up to you guys.
Trouble Busters!
Wow, all the new team members who are onboarding look like they have girlfriends. My name is Alan. I'm an app engineer who works for a small company that makes apps. I'm motivated to mentor the new team members since it's my first time being someone's mentor. However, despite my motivation, why is it that you're telling me that you don't need this orientation?
We're elites born with wonderful brain capacity. We've never experienced failure in our lives before. We can handle anything once you let us be hands-on, so can you please move on to train us with our job duties?
I can't do that. There are a lot of rules and policies at our company.
Alan, may we ask what your job description is?
Huh? My job description? I'd propose an app and develop, execute, and manage them.
Oh, that's enough.
What?
We completely understand our job duties. We'll take over everything from you. Everything will be great as long as the company has us.
What are you talking about? You just onboarded earlier today. Before you start working, you need to learn the basic manners as an employee.
We're the real elites. Therefore, it's appropriate for you to talk about the practical matters rather than the basics.
This company is a completely new genre to you, and without the mentoring of the experts who've been in the industry for a while, you'll end up getting lost.
You only sound as if you're scared that we'll easily surpass you. If you understand our talent, you should leave everything up to us.
These kids have something to say about everything I say. Ugh. Well, then I'll leave everything up to the three of you, and I'm resigning. But just in case of any issues later on, I'll be reporting to our CEO about this. Make sure you communicate well with the CEO before you do anything.
You're stating the obvious.
If you guys are so confident, so be it. I can only foresee what's about to happen, though. I'm not letting them get away with this. Trouble Busters!
Not necessary.
Huh? But then you should at least take a look at the reference materials that will be relevant to managing the apps.
I said it's not necessary. I'm sure we'd be better off making them on our own.
In that case, I'll leave it up to you guys. Hello?
Alan, we're in trouble!
Is that you, Seth?
The sales are being strange!
What do you mean by that?
Don't act like you don't know anything! I knew you tricked us into something!
I don't recall what you're talking about.
Anyway, we'd like to talk to you in person!
I'm coming in.
You better explain this to us!
Whoa!
We need you to tell us what you've done! Make sure you're being honest!
Why are you talking as if I've done something?
That's all we can think of!
Did you update it?
Yeah, of course. We're making rapid progress. We'd only keep the users by constantly updating the app. So what?
I figure that the update is causing your issue.
But that can't be the reason why the sales for our entire company have declined!
You're being wrong! That app accounts for 80% of the company's revenue!
80%? Why didn't you tell us? This is important! If only we knew, we would have been more careful about it. We thought it was one of those easy apps, so we decided to update it without hesitation.
I don't think there is such a thing as an easy app for a newbie to handle.
Elites, not newbies.
But you're elites and you ended up causing the sales to decline, right?
That was inevitable. It's because we're not experienced. How dare you rub salt in our wounds? Besides, we haven't determined that it was our fault just yet.
In that case, let's go ahead and determine that.
What?
You guys said that you updated the app, but can you tell me exactly what those were?
Well, let's see. All we did was to start the monetization of the app.
Monetization?
Yup, the app that we took over from you had so many functions to a point where it would have been wasteful if we kept it free.
That's why.
Isn't that an update that should contribute towards our revenue, if anything? That's right. I want you to stop making it sound as if that was the reason.
I'm not making it sound in any way. That's the exact cause of it.
How can you say that for sure? You'd better give us precise reasons.
First of all, do you know what the app that I transitioned to you guys was to begin with?
It's an app.
What kind of app?
It's a search engine. Other apps routinely charge for advanced features, so there's nothing unusual or wrong about it.
Yes, there is, and that's why it's affecting your revenue directly. Look, from the user's perspective, it's understandable to pay for productivity or entertainment apps. However, charging for features in a search engine, which users fundamentally expect to be free, feels much harder to accept. This led to user attrition, a drop in ad revenue, and ultimately a decline in overall sales. A search engine app is not meant to generate revenue through paid content, but rather by having as many users as possible use it daily, allowing ads to be displayed in the margins of pages and generating income that way.
But then that approach makes it difficult to generate large revenue from a single transaction.
The revenue model for search engine apps is naturally based on low margins and high volume. In this industry, it's standard practice to offer features for free, even ones that could reasonably be monetized in order to retain loyal users. Do you get it? You guys have done what you should never have done.
We just ended up stumbling for a bit as we started up. Now that we know the cause, we can figure out the rest, so you can leave now.
Are you sure you can figure it out on your own?
We're elites. We're not like you, and we can make this happen.
In that case, can I just watch what you do?
If you have nothing else to do, you're more than welcome to. We're only going to catch up from here on out to do even better than you.
These kids. Seriously.
All right, we made sure that everything is free now, so everything will be okay. See? You didn't even have to watch us. We're going to place our focus on the advertisement and to gain as many users as possible.
I wonder if it's gonna be so easy.
What? Hello, thank you for calling Trotro Applications.
Hey, am I getting a refund for the money I paid when you guys started charging?
Huh? May I ask what you're talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys would only accept annual payments, so I decided to pay it, but you ended up making all functions free again. You better not underestimate the users.
That's not our intention at all. But if we switch it back to a paid app, we'll only continue losing the users, so we won't be able to make it charged again.
That's not our problem. You better switch it back to a paid app to segregate the paying and the non-paying users.
I already told you that we can't do that! I'm sure you won't understand since you're just one of the users, but we need to ensure that we're aligned with our business plans!
That's not our problem! You keep sounding so prideful, but we users, huh? Well, what's the matter, Seth? You don't look too well.
That must have been a call from a user who ended up paying for the app.
What? Was that right, Seth? Hello?
Is this Trotro Applications?
Yes. How may I help you?
We're canceling the contract for your company's automatic free Wi-Fi hotspot connections. Consider it null and void.
What? Why?
It's because you guys made it into a paid model. All the customers who had been choosing to shop at my store for the automatic free Wi-Fi hotspot ended up going to my competitor's store because you made it a paid model.
What?
I'm the one who's surprised. We're going forward with a contract with a different company, so please don't ever reach out to us again.
Cody? What was that call about?
It must have been a registered store with free Wi-Fi hotspots.
What?
Because it's not free anymore, they weren't getting the users, and their customers must have ended up going to their competitor's store. Am I wrong?
In that case, we need to pretend as if we're the users and write a few good reviews about our app. Oh, suddenly making it paid? Unbelievable!
I'm never using this again.
Oh my goodness! Hey, Jacob, what about the number of our users? It's bad. It keeps declining. Why, we switched it back to free, though.
You can't earn pack trust once you lose it, and the users won't forgive you after feeling betrayed. This world isn't as easy as you guys think. If we don't do something about it, we won't be able to pay the browser company back the contract amount. Given that you guys are elites, how are you going to catch up on this?
We don't need to tell you that.
I don't mind trying to help you out at this time.
Are you telling us to apologize to you?
If you're willing to apologize, I don't mind helping you guys out as an ex-senior colleague.
We're elites and we can't apologize so easily.
I see. In that case, you'll continue on with your learning curve. You'll fail something for the first time in your life.
What?
I've been looking for you guys. Mr. Hawthorne! Oh, Alan, I didn't know that you were here.
Hello. Seth and his colleagues called me. Seeing that you're here, though, is it what I think it is?
Yes, it's exactly what you're thinking. What exactly are on your minds? Of course, it's about the monetization of the app that you executed without permission and the terminated contract because of that. I knew it! Why did you end up doing this without talking to me about it first? I'm sure Alan told you to do so, and I've also personally asked you to. I told you to communicate with me before taking any actions. We decided that this was something that was obvious enough that it would drive us revenue. We weren't trying to do it without your permission.
Isn't carrying out something on your own precisely doing something without permission?
We're terribly sorry about this matter, ma'am.
Mr. Hawthorne, please raise your head. Based on what I heard, I believe the three gentlemen there were at fault. Right, Alan?
Yes, unfortunately.
Why is Alan here with us?
We're at Pom Pom Browser Corporation, the largest browser company that handles all the transactions related to search engines.
Didn't you know? When I discovered that Alan resigned from your company, I decided to headhunt him.
You're kidding!
Oh, did I not tell you guys?
We ended up being declined when we interviewed with Pom Pom Browser.
Alan was the person who was driving 80% of your company's revenue. Can't you gentlemen tell how talented he is? He's not like you guys.
If that's true, Mr. Hawthorne, why did you choose to let Alan leave our company? That's right, I don't understand. I didn't want him to leave our company, but I decided that this might be a good opportunity. I decided to retire when Alan handed me his letter of resignation.
Was that why you let us carry out what we were doing?
You had already given up on the company and about us to begin with.
That's not true. It was because after I was taken in by Ms. Catherine, she decided to offer Mr. Hawthorne's company a partnership.
Partnership? Our company came under this group's umbrella with the condition that, should our performance decline, we would be absorbed through a merger. In return, they guaranteed the future of our employees. That way, I'd be able to retire, I can still protect my employees, and I'd be able to send a wake-up call to unruly new employees. I'm killing two birds with one stone.
In that case, you'd take us in too, right?
What?
I got worried about what's about to happen to you. But in that case, I guess we're safe.
Were you guys listening to what he just said?
Yes, he's already given us a wake-up call, so this would suffice, right? To add, we work for Trotro Applications. Of course, we'd be transferred to Ms. Catherine's company, right?
That's all going to depend on the interview process that we'd have you guys go through.
Interview process? What? Why would you do that? That's not going to be necessary for us, can't you tell?
I can't believe you guys have the audacity to say that after what you caused.
Please don't be so rude to us.
I'm not being rude. I'm only stating the truth that you guys completely failed.
What did you just say? Well then, let's pretend that we ended up failing. But even then, that was our first failure in our lives. Most new employees generally end up failing, and we deserve another chance. Don't you guys think so?
Well, if only it were a general mistake that most new employees make.
What are you trying to imply? Just say it.
I saw something when I was right next to you on your laptop screen.
What was it?
You've been sending some of the revenue that you were generating through the app to your personal bank account, right?
Yikes!
You probably thought the others wouldn't realize it, but you were wrong. This is called embezzlement and it's a crime. I'm sure you guys are aware. Instead of going to PomPom Browser next, you're going to the police.
We didn't know.
What?
That's right, we had no idea. Since we didn't know it was wrong, we should be forgiven.
But you guys are elites. There's no way you didn't know this. You were underestimating the others, thinking that no one would ever find out about it. Therefore, you're not going to be forgiven for doing it intentionally.
Isn't that an incredibly biased and subjective judgment? From a general point of view, we're still just newly hired employees. Despite being just newcomers, we were put in charge of an app that generated the majority of the company's revenue. That alone was highly unusual, practically unheard of. And yet, the reward we received was far too small for the weight of the responsibility we carried.
Are you saying that you weren't getting paid enough?
Exactly! We ended up arranging the reward on our own because the company wouldn't arrange it for us. There's no reason for us to be prosecuted. Our first failure in our lives happened because the company neglected to support us. You refused to be supported and refused to communicate with me. No, you should have supported us without being asked. And despite that, the company is responsible for letting us, the newbies, handle everything on our own. Most importantly, the company was aware that we'd never worked with apps. You didn't place the right people in the right place.
And that's exactly why I was assigned to mentor you guys to begin with. You guys also refused to be mentored by me.
Isn't it also the responsibility of senior employees to correct the distorted perceptions of their juniors? Alan, you have neglected to do so.
What?
To add, the company is responsible for training team members in such a manner. This isn't just about us, but this should be considered the company's problem. Aren't we right?
That's something that the company, as the victim, would say. And it's wrong for you guys to say that. Look, Mr. Hawthorne asked you guys to communicate with him before taking any actions, and you neglected to do so. The decline in revenue this time around was the result of that, and the three of you are responsible for this. You're trying to find someone else to blame for your failure, but what you should have done instead is to act sincerely after that failure. It's important to know how to act upon failure rather than after you've been successful. You didn't have a strong understanding of that, and that's why you further lost the users' trust and you continue to lose the users. If you guys really think you're so smart, you should first give that a thought and be remorseful for what you caused.
Jacob, this is all your fault. What? You said that companies are super easy to handle.
This wasn't my fault. Cody was the one who said that everything would be okay as long as he was around. You can't be blaming me. Seth was the one who said that things would go well.
No, this was your fault.
You guys are all equally guilty. Why do you guys keep looking for someone else to blame instead of admitting your fault? As long as you don't stop doing that, you're never going to grow. If you can't even learn to be remorseful, the police can help you out with that.
The police? Please! Please don't turn us into the police! We're elites, and we can't possibly end up getting arrested! So, please!
Rather than trying to protect your sorry butts, there's something else that you need to learn. You should learn your lesson and realize what it's like to live as a working man.
Oh no! Oh no!
Seth, Cody, and Jacob were all sentenced to 1 year of imprisonment for the embezzlement that they committed. They were also liable for damage. This incident was reported in an online news, and the public was aware of what happened. They're currently working inside the prison while they're learning how much they had underestimated the society. And as for me, all right, I'm opening up the tunnel.
Oh! I ended up touching your finger.
I'd rather do this with a girl. Trouble Busters.